So welcome to part 3, and in this part 3 episode we're going to talk about how the lawn has come on. We're going to compare the back lawn and the front lawn because there was a week between the two zones. The way the weather has been so dry, there's a big difference in the two lawns. We're going to take a closer look how it has impacted the lawns and just have a general look at the progress of the lawns to date. This lawn was sowed, as we said, 5 weeks ago, and when we get down closer and take a look, the ground at the moment is just so hard, it's unbelievable. Like our water table levels are just so low for this time of the year, and here we are today, sun splitting the stones. They're talking about rain coming in the afternoon, but who knows. This time of the year we often find when you get a dry spell it gets very hard to rain, so that's what we're seeing at the moment. Hopefully the rain comes because it is badly needed. If we continue on this trend and we get a dry summer like last year, there's going to be a lot of problems with water. If you have a way of storing water, we would suggest that you definitely consider using water butts. Just put them on the chutes of your garage, your house. It's a great thing to do, is reserve as much water as you can, because if we have a year like last year, like we said, water is going to be a big issue. So when we talk about water conservation and water butts and one thing and another, this is where our best friend comes in. This is a granular wetting agent. This product is just amazing. You put this out on the ground and where you're getting 40% water, this retains that moisture, so you're almost doubling the value of that water, and it's holding it there on the surface, so it's available for the plant. So it's really well worth checking out the granular wetting agent. There's two types. You have a retention, which gets water through, and you have a penetrant. This is the retention. This is the fella you need at this time of the year to hold that moisture on the surface as best you can. So granular wetting agents are not just for grass, they can also be used on plants. We have a lot of plants we planted here earlier this spring. Dry weather is starting to take its toll, they're starting to wilt a little bit now. So we're just going to put some granular wetting agent on there, so when the moisture comes, it retains that moisture and gives that plant a much better survival rate. Just when we take a closer look, we said that the ground is very dry. If you just look here, this ground is literally like concrete. It's so hard, it's unbelievable. Now, strike-wise, if we had more rain earlier, you would have a much fuller grade of grass in here. The fact that it's been so dry, it is struggling in the drill lines. We spoke the last day about using the black seeder, a great machine to get a nice even strike throughout. We have it. It's a little thin in some areas, just mainly down to water. But if we look close then we'll see we have some soft weed. There's a lot of chickweed, some little bits of yarrow. Never worry too much about soft weed when they come in a new lawn. It's always a case where you'll have them. A lot of these weeds will mow out. So when you start mowing with your rotary mower, cylinder mower, whatever it is, once you start cutting them, a lot of those weeds will die out. So if you sow a lawn in the springtime, particularly this time of the year and it gets dry, don't worry too much if it's coming slow, but the main thing, if you can, get water out there, do, because if your lawn ends up that it's so dry and it really struggles to grow, you're always going to end up with a poor lawn. You're going to have a lot of weed infestation in there because the weeds have so much space. So it's important, as we said, reserve water, get it out on the grass and try keep the soil as moist as you can to allow that seed to strike. Now they are talking about rain later on today, so we're going to leave it. We've left it to date without watering it, so we're just going to leave this one off and let it do its own thing. But it is filling in, it's very slow, but it's important that we do get the rain to get a good grass coverage and have a good, full, thick, healthy lawn. So when we look close, we'll see that this grass is just about at the 3-leaf stage now. So the next thing we're going to do with this lawn is put down a good quality slow release feed, nice spring feed, just with a nice blend of NP and K to just give this a little kick. So if we get the rain, you'll see a huge fill in here happen quickly. So at this stage, after the feeding, if we don't get rain today or tomorrow, by say Thursday we will start to water this lawn with water we have reserved from the chutes, our water butts, just to really push it in, because at this point we need to start filling in this lawn because the seed is sitting there 5 weeks. What starts to happen after a time, if it's sitting long enough, the seed will dry and you'll have very little strike from it. So we need to get water on and soften it out a little bit and just get moisture in here and get this lawn nice, thick and healthy. So here we are on the back lawn. Totally different story. It's like chalk and cheese, as I said out the front. There was 1 week in the difference between these two lawns being sown. The reason we normally like to sow a lawn if we're doing it all out in one day, but the weather was given bad, with the front tilled up, so we said we'd go ahead and seed the front and we'd catch the back a week later. But just with that weather trend, this lawn here has seen a lot drier weather and an awful lot of night frosts, and that's the result. You see it, it's like the Sahara Desert. The ground here is actually cracking, it's so dry. So there's absolutely no moisture there to support that seed. So in essence with this lawn, you could say we're in trouble. We'll definitely have to overseed this lawn here to get grass cover in here. And we're definitely going to have to start watering this almost immediately just to get what grass is there, just to give it a chance to grow and get it moving. So if we just take a closer look at just what's happening down in this area here. Again, if we compare to the front, we had, you know, somewhat grass in the front, just show you a shot of it there. But when you look back here, look at the ground, it's all cracking. Very little strike. You can vaguely see the drill lines in the black. Really, really struggling. All this grass here just sitting and didn't get to strike. So the plan would be for us, we'll just run our overseeder through, just cut tracks through the ground and literally get this seed just back in contact with the soil again. Again, it's 4 weeks down, it'll be okay, but left much longer, that seed will just die because it'll get so dry. So if I just show you with the key, the idea of what we'll be doing with the blade, we'll be just pulling through lines like so and just getting that seed back down in contact with the ground again. And just to show you how dry that soil is, like this is just, for the time of the year, it's just like talc. It's so dry, it's unbelievable. So the main thing to remember when sowing a lawn, always try to do it when, you know, the weather's going to break. It's hard to time it right because you want dry weather obviously to prep the ground, prepare it and seed it. But then really what's wanting after that, along with a nice high P fertilizer, you need plenty of moisture. So this isn't an ideal scenario when you are sowing a lawn. Like really, if somebody's doing this lawn and they don't know much about grass, they're going to end up with a very poor lawn, a lot of weed contamination. But definitely it's a good one to be able to show you an example of when we get out here and we just overseed, and just to show you how we can revive this lawn from this stage and bring it into a good healthy lawn. So the plan here was that we were going to do 3 videos. Ideal, in an ideal world, we're going to do 3 videos. We're going to do the construction of the lawn, then we're going to come back in and do the prep and do the seeding and come back in and show you a lovely lawn. But Mother Nature and weather has ruled against it on this occasion, so we're going to have to make a 4th video just of trying to improve what's here and tie it in better into the front. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Check out greenfeet.ie for any more information. Or you can always call us on 1890 252 778, or if you have any pictures or queries on your lawn, send them through to info@greenfeet.ie.